Welcome to Anxiety Twins. My name is Lee H. Stoner.
I'm Andrea Chuck.
And we are two comedians that live together. We just looked at a wedding venue, so that's coming pretty soon.
Not as a bit.
Yeah, not as a bit. And
she would be so disappointed, and we were like, just fucking with you.
We just do this bit for a whole year.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have conversations all during the day, but we decided to record 1 hour of those conversations and give them to you guys. And that's what Anxiety Twins is.
Right. You can play it in the background while you do other stuff. Just ignore us.
Which is what you usually do when you listen to podcasts.
It is what I do.
Yeah, I feel like that's what most people do when they listen to podcasts.
It's nice to have maybe a bickering couple in the back, like if you moved away from home and you miss your parents.
Maybe you're washing dishes right now, or you're driving in your car. Whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in.
Don't forget to use your signal.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. So we had a couple shows recently. Do you want to talk about comedy? You want to talk about the venue that we just looked at?
What comedy shows do we do?
My phone is across over there, but I did crazy. Topical Thunder.
Mine's always right here next to me.
I did Topical Thunder, and then I did One Night at Owlsden.
Right. I did nothing.
Really? I did Topical Thunder, and it's a show where they have a bunch of comics talk about literally the topical things.
Right.
And they have like news that they put up on the screen, and then the hosts, which are Anna Posse and Enrico Ott, they talk about, they just riff on, whatever news things that they have on there. And then they bring up comics, and then we say, we tell them beforehand how much time we have. Like if we have like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, it's generally jokes that you've just written within the last month that makes them topical. Like you talk about the news or whatever. So we do that. And then at the end, they have one comedian that does non-topical stuff, because after we're mostly talking about the news.
After a bunch of failure.
Yeah. After a bunch of people talking about the news and sadness and war and all this stuff, you just have a comic come up and do like 20 minutes of whatever they want to do.
Yeah.
The show that I was on was Susan Rice, which was nice. She did a nice 20 minutes on a bunch of different stuff, but she talked about her Star Search, what happened to Star Search.
That's fairly topical.
Yeah, it's topical. So that was fun. It was a fun show, but I used to have a show called Good News, where I would put news headings. I would have news clippings behind me on a board or whatever, and on the screen. And I would have 4 comics on stage at the same time, and they wouldn't know the news stories, but I would just put them up and we would just riff. Obviously, I didn't invent joking about the news. But while I was there, it did feel like, oh, this feels a lot like Good News.
Yeah.
So when I went up on stage, I told them that.
I saw a picture they posted.
Yeah.
With the quote, "This guys took my show" or something.
Yeah. Saying that that's kind of that's how I open up.
Doesn't Johnson also have a Good News thing, or is it named something different?
No, there is a show. I think it's called "Have I Got News for You?" I think maybe it's on HBO, and it's kind of basically it's a topical show. They just post Amber Ruffin, Roy Wood Jr. Those 3, they have a show on HBO. I think it's HBO. Josh Johnson has he just takes one topic and talks about it for an hour and then posts it on YouTube.
But he also has a podcast with this other comic, and they always say like, "What's news with you?" And I thought the name of the podcast.
I've never seen the podcast.
Really? I feel like they're not very regular. Like I've maybe seen it.
Maybe. But yeah, so I messed with them about that for a little bit. But it was a fun show. I feel like I underwrote for the show, because we're all on a text chain. Every month they say, okay, does anybody have anything? And then we respond, yeah, I got, 5 minutes, 7 minutes, whatever on this. And then they ask us specifically what we're going to talk about.
On one?
Yeah, we talk about, we say whatever we're going to talk about. I guess it's so that they don't pick news stories that are the exact same thing that we talk about too.
I guess that makes sense.
I had written some stuff over, the past month, and I wanted to try it out. So I went in kind of like almost not almost in open mic mode, just like literally let's try stuff out. And I feel like everyone else, I mean, I could tell it was new stuff, but because I've seen their acts before, it was new stuff, but like their stuff was a little more polished than mine. So I felt like I underwrote. You know, I didn't write enough.
And you don't know how long you did, but you felt like it wasn't enough.
Yeah, I mean, I did the whole time. Like I said, 5 to 7 minutes, and I did 7. But I feel like a lot of that time I was just riffing.
Whole time I thought you were saying by underwrote. I thought you were saying that you didn't do your time.
No, I did my time. It's just like the jokes that I had probably were 4 minutes, and then I just kind of messed around the rest of the time. I didn't really like do my set like a normal set that I would normally do. But people afterward were like, oh, they liked it. I just feel like I didn't do my best. I guess that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But it felt like everyone else had.
I wasn't there, so I can't tell you, but I'm sure you were the best, baby.
Oh, but it was,
you're the best in my eye.
But it was a fun show.
You're very watery right now because I have allergies. I'm like.
But it was a really great crowd too. It was fun.
Where is it again?
Siren Theater.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah, it was a really fun crowd. It was good.
I always forget everything.
And then
you did Owl's Den.
I did Owl's Den.
You did the good night.
Yeah, just apparently. So we do, when you get booked for Owl's Den, you do 2 nights, and generally there's one night that's good and one night that's bad. And I'm not sure what happened, the reason why he didn't ask me to do both nights. I guess somebody dropped out or whatever. But he just called me. He just texted me on, Saturday and was like, hey, you want to do Owl's Den tonight? And I went and did it. I headlined. It was fun. They were a good crowd. But they were also a crowd where it was kind of hard to bomb. Like, they were so good. It was just like
really positive.
You could kind of do almost anything.
That's what you want in a crowd?
It's not what I want.
That's what I want. Tell me I'm perfect. The room of adoration.
Yeah. So it was fun. So that was my last few days.
We talk about McMinimans a lot.
That's because McMinimans are everywhere. But really, there's only like a couple shows. I mean, there was the McMinnville show.
So I don't remember if I said this on the podcast, but my hot take on it's really hot on Owl's Den versus Hal's Cafe, which Hal's Cafe is upstairs.
Okay.
Owl's Den is downstairs. I prefer Hal.
I've never been to any other part of that place other than Owl's Den. I've only gone to Owl's Den. Why is it better?
It's just better. That's where all the food comes from. That's from all the food that they serve at Owl's Den. It all comes from Hal's Cafe. They also have a full bar. They have floor-to-ceiling windows. And it's just like a really nice, cozy vibe. Meanwhile, Owl's Den's like hang out in this moldy corner downstairs that was always leaking. Not leaking. Leaky.
I guess it depends on what you want. I mean, could you imagine doing comedy in Hal's Cafe?
No, I don't think they have the space for that.
So, I mean, it's called a den. Like, that's what it is.
You know how we get a gift card for doing the show? I'll just go eat upstairs. Like, don't bring me chicken in this basement. It feels wrong.
I've never done anything else in that entire establishment.
You don't ever go upstairs and be like, let me see how humans leave?
Nope. I only go downstairs, do Owl's Den, and that's it.
Go home, tuck yourself in, go to bed.
Yep, that's it. That's all I ever do.
You don't have a life outside of comedy. You just put your little box behind the stage.
Yep.
Until next time. Nighty-night.
That I
just remember what show I did. So on the same night, we went to see the Monster Truck Show, and I did Monster Box comedy show. And the same night, Monster, get it?
Two monsters.
Anybody? And it was a Portland Center stage, and it was essentially at the same time as the Monster Truck Show. I made a terrible call and decided that I could do both.
I told you not to do that because I felt like, because the Monster Truck Show was at the Moda Center, and getting in and out of the Moda Center is tough.
Takes forever.
So no matter where it was even if it was across the street, it's gonna be hard to get in and out of that place because it's the Moda Center. It's a bunch of people, and it was only like I thought it was like an hour apart. I thought it was like the monster truck show is supposed to start at 7. Your show starts at 8. So, I was like, you probably shouldn't do that. But I was like, all right, well, I mean,
it's crazy.
I'm not going to tell you. I mean, you're going to do what you're going to do.
Yeah.
You chose to do comedy. You chose your comedy career over spending time with your family.
And I do it again. Every time.
Our family
my priorities
and monster trucks.
Comedy was something that I used to do when I didn't have Isabel, because I was like, oh no, what do I do with all this extra time? Now I'm like, peace. I'll just do this full time. No, that was not a good idea. And then I asked to do a show next month on a day that I didn't realize is also a day that we're supposed to be hosting a sleepover for a bunch of kids in our house. So for a minute, I was like, oh, I could get a babysitter for 4 or 5 or 6 kids. I don't know how many are going to be here. And I could plan a sleepover and then run to a comedy show across town and then come back and pay the babysitter and like do bedtime with 5 kids. No big deal. And then I was like, no, I'm going to have to call that. I'm going to have to tell him that the show that I asked to do, like just my logistics did not work.
And I'm out of town, right?
You're in Eugene.
Yeah. So
you're not
that's
gone
why,
for the night.
So that's why I'm not taking care of the kids. So for anyone out there, it's like, why doesn't he just take care of the I'm out of town.
Yeah. Well, that's the reason. I mean, I still don't know that I would feel comfortable leaving you alone with 4 kids. That's a lot.
All right.
They would eat you alive.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, okay. Agree to disagree. I forgot what else. Oh, the monster box show that I did and then I ran back to the monster truck show and I made it for the last 10 minutes. That was probably one of the best comedy shows that I did all month.
Heck yeah.
But when I said yes, I didn't know that. They just tell you like, do you want to do this? And you're like, yeah.
Yeah, well,
and a month later, they're like, oh, by the way, it's at Portland Center Stage. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because last time it was at Alberta Street Pub, which holds like 30 people.
Yeah.
And that's where it usually is. So it's usually like a small time affair. So when you were doing it, I was like, oh, you're going to have to go all the way to Alberta Street Pub.
To do like a bar show.
Yeah, to do a bar show. And I was like, I mean.
Which would probably still be good, but just like not quite worth the headache. Yeah.
So there's no reason why you would have thought that it was going to be a big show.
No.
And that's the first time they've ever done a show that big and that big of a venue.
Yeah, and they've been like promoting it and waiting for it to happen. And like they flew out the headliner from New York and it was like a whole thing. And I wasn't able to stay for the entire time, which I felt kind of bad about. But it was a mostly full room with a bright fucking light so I couldn't see anything. But it was the same room where you shot your special.
Yeah.
So I already like knew my way around, which was nice because Portland Center Stage has like 20. I mean, if you're not going backstage, it has a normal amount of doors. But if you're trying to get past the stage, there's like so many doors. None of them are locked, I found out. So,
there you go.
With that information.
Yeah, let's put that out there in the world.
They're not locked. Well, at least I didn't get locked out on my way in and out, but it was a bitch. But anyway, it was a good show. I'm glad I did it, but yeah, it was a headache.
Yeah. Meanwhile, the monster truck show, it was fun, but
meanwhile, on the other side of town.
Meanwhile, on the other side of town at the other monster show, I guess I should have known this. I didn't know what to expect, but it was so much exhaust in the air.
Yeah.
By the end of it, you're kind of like, all right, this is enough. I feel like.
Yeah, like I understood that there's trucks and they're inside the motor center, but at the same time, I was like, wait, how are we doing this?
Yeah,
and they're not just the exhaust; they're also driving on dirt that like picks up from the ground and flies everywhere. After that, I was like, I hope the baby doesn't have like a crazy allergy reaction because that was so much dust. But I mean, it's really just dust, but it just doesn't seem like an indoor thing.
Yeah.
That is a thing that should be at the Timbers. And what's that?
I mean, I feel like it would destroy the
turf.
Yeah, it would probably destroy the ground.
I mean, when they do concerts there, don't they lay something on top of it or something? There's got to be like a floor that they put on it.
Yeah. I don't know. But I do.
Let me get into the logistics.
Yeah, I don't know the logistics of the motor center and how they do everything. But
I mean, you don't think the basketball court floor is expensive too?
Yeah, but they definitely have something that's cover it, or maybe they lift it up, because there's like some arenas that have ice. They're ice hockey and a basketball. Mm-hmm. Like they do all, like they're doing all of this. So sometimes they lift up the floor and everything. So I don't know.
There's some fancy soccer stadiums where the roof opens.
That would have been nice to have something that opens. Yeah. And
then we go after being in the exhaust you guys were there for 2 hours. I was only there for like 30 minutes total. Mm-hmm. We go into the parking garage and there's more cars waiting in line indoors and leaving exhaust everywhere. It's like, Jesus.
Yeah, it was.
Can we breathe?
It was nice to get out into the downtown airs.
Nice.
Finally, so I could breathe.
Nice Portland air.
Nice.
It's like that time that we had the wildfires, so I took Isabel to New York.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll go to New York for some nice fresh air.
Nice. We've been in the house for a month now. Mm-hmm. We finally settled in.
I heard you tell your mom we moved houses the other day.
Yeah, I was telling her.
And today, this morning, I went over to the old house to let some people in because they are renting our house now.
Which is good. We got people in there.
It's good, but it was weird for me. I was like,
yeah, I can imagine.
Okay, bye. They closed the door. I'm like, careful with the. I don't know what to tell you. Actually, it's just the house. This is like normal instructions. It's got internet. I don't know like what else to say.
Yeah,
I got there early. Like I didn't sleep last night. I woke up at 4:30 and I was up for like almost the entire time, and then I fell asleep for like 30 minutes. Got up at 7:30. I think because I was anxious about like people moving into our house, and then I got there early and I did like a walkthrough and I opened all the closets. Like I don't know what I was like. My underwear. Oh no!
You thought you were going to leave just the one thing.
How embarrassing! Just one sock. So I stuffed it in my bra. I like looked in all the sheds. We have plural sheds,
multiple sheds. Yeah.
Walked around the yard, like whatever. I was just like, I don't know, what else do I need to do? It feels weird because then they're going to be there for a year. So originally I had thought about renting it for a shorter period of time, which means that it would be more work and more of a bitch. But then that means that I can go sometimes and like,
now you can't visit it anymore. You can drive. You're still going to drive by the old house and be like, oh, hey.
No, I don't want to do that.
You're gonna sit across the street.
Yeah, like a weirdo. They're gonna be like, yeah, so we're gonna have to move out. You keep doing that.
Why?
I have my little camping chair and popcorn. What do you mean?
Yeah, your binoculars up. I wouldn't have put that there.
Well, I mean, leaving the windows wide open.
That's a little weird.
Clearly, you want me to look in. I mean, it's on that show, when the guy's always looking. And then he like talks to him. Have you seen that show?
No, I haven't.
Is like the stalker, and then he's talking to himself in his head, and he's like, I mean, if she didn't want me to look, she wouldn't leave the window. Which, like, in a weird way, I'm like, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, you should close your blinds, girl. Yeah. This is weird. You're in the ground floor. So yeah, I did that today. I also did my taxes.
Nice. That's very exciting.
Yeah, it was a grown person thing to do.
We had a leak in the dishwasher. The dishwasher just poured out water the other day.
It was mad at you. You were being too aggressive.
And then, so I because we rent this place. So I contact the manager to see if we could do something. So I sent the information, sent pictures and everything. And they were like, so has it done it before? And I was like, no, it looks like it was just this one cycle. It only did it one time. And then, but it's still, maybe you should come check it out. And then it's been 48 hours.
I was wondering if you told them.
Not heard anything.
That it was fine.
I haven't told them anything.
Because I told you it was probably the soap.
Yeah.
So maybe. We got a different soap and it's fine now. And I thought you told them.
Yeah, I haven't said anything.
Because you're just waiting to see how long it takes.
I'm just trying to see how long is it going to take them to be like, so you want us to come over, check this out, do anything?
If we have to, we could do that.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess that lets us know that if anything goes wrong in this house,
something actually goes wrong, we'll just fix it ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so.
So when I was doing my taxes earlier today, we were talking about how much money you could make off of posting your special on YouTube, because I'm recording my special this year, 2026, but I got the grant for it last year, 2025. And so I had a form for that money that I got, and I was telling my is it PA? No, that's like a speaker. What's the name of the guy that does taxes?
The tax, I don't know.
Anyway,
tax professional.
Yeah, it's too long. He was asking me about that amount of money, and I was like, oh, it was like from a grant. And he was like, can you tell me more about that? And I was like, I mean, it doesn't seem like any of your business, but
he is doing your taxes.
I know.
That is, he's going to get in your business.
I was like,
it's literally your business.
I was like, can't you see that on the form? Like, what else do you need to know? So I tell him, like, it's a grant. I'm going to use it to record my special, which it hasn't happened yet. So I haven't spent the money, but I have to report it this year. And he was like, okay, so are you going to make money out of this? And I was like, you're really cute.
You never met a comedian before.
You really think I'm going to take this money, which is in the thousands, and I'm going to make more than that? That's not going to happen. Yeah. If anything, I'm going to lose some money on top of what they gave me. So it just reminded me, because I was like, for a minute, I was like, am I lying? And then I was like, no, no. I don't think I am. Like, listen, if in 2 years from now, it makes 25 cents off of this, fine, tax me. We'll see. We'll talk then.
Yeah, because my special, it's coming up on next year will be I think 3 years. This contract that I signed was after 3 years, we renegotiate and we decide if they want to keep it up on their website or I get it back. So I completely own it. So they don't own it. They just like have it for, 3 years.
They're just running it.
Yeah. And you were asking me like if I like made any money off of it. I was like, it hasn't got enough views to be monetized at all. So I haven't checked. Probably like the first 6 months I checked like on a semi-regular basis. But then after that, I was like, it's not getting a whole bunch of views anymore. So I haven't looked in over a year to see what the views look like. And I don't really want to. I don't want to look at the comments or any of that stuff. But I doubt I'm making any type of money. And now it's time for you to take your medication. Did you take it the other night after I reminded you multiple times?
No. Because whenever people ask me to do something, it just makes me want to not do it even more.
Okay.
A friend of mine was telling me the other day that she was telling me about all these rules that she makes for herself around like dieting and like stop drinking or like stop smoking or whatever the rule is for the amount of time, and then like what she's allowed to do when she's not allowed to do. And I was like, I don't have any of those rules for myself, because if I told myself, okay, for the next 30 days, you're not going to have any sugar, the first thing that I would want to do as soon as I said that to myself in my brain that nobody is listening to and there's no stakes attached to this at all, immediately need to find sugar right away. You'll find me in the pantry like chocolates in my face. And there's this all going on in my head. Like nobody asked me to not have sugar, which is why I'm pretty loose with rules, because otherwise it would be like immediately I would go the opposite direction. It would be very dangerous.
Yeah, I feel like you've tried to stop drinking coffee a few times.
Well, I've only ever made it like a week. I think a week's like the longest I've ever made it. That one in particular would be really hard for me. Sugar, I also have a lot of sugar. I feel like sugar would be a big one. But I don't know. One of the moms from school was telling me that they were having a conversation with their 8-year-old about alcohol and like what it does to your brain and like how addiction can run in the family. And really just try to be mindful about what could happen if you decide to drink. And I was telling her that in my family, that's my great grandmother on the wall, Amalia, her husband was an alcoholic. And ever since, instead of my family phrasing it in like you should be mindful because alcoholism runs in our family, they're like, if it wasn't because Amalia's husband was a fucking alcoholic, we could all drink more. But but he had a problem. So now we all have to do lame shit. So that's what I always heard growing up. Is like, well, I mean, I guess like a quinceañeras or whatever, you can try it, but just remember, Cesar had died from alcoholism. So you might want to be careful.
So they
there.
just shame you into not drinking.
Yeah, like don't be like Cesar, you know. He died at like 30 or something.
Wow.
Also, they had 10 kids in the 1930s, so
he was exhausted.
Like, maybe it wasn't the alcohol.
He was exhausted, and he needed something to take the edge off.
I think he may have killed himself. I don't know.
I mean, if I had 10 kids, I'd probably
yeah, he'd be like, you know what?
I'm good. And that was at a time when you could do that. You could just leave. Honestly, you probably could have just left.
Maybe he changed his name and he was like somewhere.
Maybe he's not dead at all.
Neighboring town. Well, he would be like 200 years old. What if he's like thriving somewhere?
Yeah, he's probably doing great.
Next time is he like local Mexican dude turns 200. He looks a lot like my uncle.
Yeah. Oh, we also did the Roasters show.
We did the coffee roasters,
which was fun. What did you think of that? So basically, it's a show where before you, I'll give you
before I sigh louder.
Before you sigh any louder, it's a show where there's a person that I guess he gets sponsored from coffee places, and he always gets a different coffee every time, I believe. And he stands on the corner in various places in Portland. And he has at least two other comics with him. Mm-hmm. And he says, I'll give you a free cup of coffee if we can roast you. If the two comics there, they can roast you. And they drink the coffee and we make fun of them. And then they post it on the internet.
Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
Well, I mean, I think it's a good idea and I've seen it work well on the internet.
It seems like it is.
Me personally, I don't think I'm mean enough.
I agree.
You were thriving. People would come up and you were
hard.
Like, pick up that cup of coffee, you ugly son of a bitch. Immediately you were like, oh yeah, you're going to wear that? You hadn't even said it. They just approaching us and you're like, okay. I mean, I guess your voice can sound like that.
Yeah, I didn't think you guys were mean enough.
It's not illegal.
Sometimes people got surprised by how mean I was.
Yeah, they were like, oh.
I'm like, this is a roast.
We explained the premise.
We told you what it was. There were a few times when like the person got a little. It's usually when we were talking to women and I like roasted them. Sometimes they would get surprised, but I did it with a guy. He would try to roast me back.
Oh, that's usually what happened. I was completely just like, my brain went blank a lot. Like now, 2 days later, I'm like, oh, yeah, I would get you.
Actually, there was a couple times where I'm like, oh man, I should have said. But that happens all the time. Like anytime you do crowd work or anything.
You still got a lot more than me. But that guy that we didn't want to talk to because he was bald and weird looking.
Yeah. There was a guy who and we saw him multiple times. He was walking like all morning.
He said no at first.
Yeah, and we just kept seeing him walking back and forth. We were there for like at least an hour, hour and a half or something. We saw him like 3 different times. He's a guy that's like maybe 5 feet tall, balding, he's probably in his 30s, but he looks like he's 45.
Disheveled. And he didn't talk about it, but he was recently dumped. I know that for a fact. But he was a neurosurgeon. Mm-hmm. And now like 2 days later, I'm like, I would not want that guy in charge of my brain. Like you should not be depressed and then like cut it up my head. You know what I mean? Like let's value your life before you get too close to my own personal.
But the three of us were like, we were trying to take the high road because it was too easy. He's like he was 5 foot tall, bald guy. But he was, I assume he's rich because he's
fun of him a little bit behind his back because he didn't come over. We were just like noticing people that walk by because we're trying to notice people. So when he actually comes over, we're like, oh
no,
he's actually coming over.
It's sort of like, a dog that chases a car. We don't know what to do when we catch it.
Yeah. Yeah. You're like, okay. So now what?
So that one, I mean, maybe we got a few good ones in, but it was just too obvious. We didn't want to make fun of this guy who doesn't look like he's doing well.
Yeah, I was like, you already look like you may not make it through today.
Yeah.
It's like, what do neurosurgeons do on their day off? He's just walking around like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what to do anymore.
I work tomorrow, so I guess I'll just wait.
Yeah, we tried like making a little fun of him because if he's a neurosurgeon, we assume that he's rich, so we kind of like poke fun. It's okay to make fun of rich people.
Yeah.
But we were, we were trying.
The high road. And you said that you were like, we're trying to take the high road. And he did not like that. He was like,
But I think overall, we got some good stuff on there. We might.
Yeah, we'll see when the clips come out. What happened? We met the guy that takes pictures of people's junk drawers.
Yeah, we found a guy who's doing a junk drawer coffee table book where he goes to people's houses and he takes pictures of their junk drawers, and then he asks for a story, so they write down their story, and in the book, and it's just apparent. He says that he has a bunch of people that are like, yeah, absolutely, come to my house and do this.
Yeah, which immediately I'm like, red flag. That's you should never go into that person's home.
Yeah, so hopefully
you open the door and the whole house is a junk drawer. Just snap a pic and get out of there real quick.
But he said he had seen me before at a show that I hadn't done in like over a year, so I don't know. He said that he knew all three of us somehow. I don't know if he really meant that or what, but he said like, yeah, I've seen you like online and everything. But then afterwards, did he follow you?
I think so.
He followed me. So I assume he followed all of us, and maybe he had just meant that he had seen the coffee roasters online.
Yeah, maybe that's what he meant.
Maybe that's what he meant.
I thought that's what he meant.
But he did say he saw like he pointed all three of us. He said, yeah, I've seen all of you online.
I think he was just confusing you with Jerry George and me with Julia Corral or something.
That happens.
Just like literally anyone else.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about the venue? The wedding venue?
The wedding venue? So they have like two different.
We went to Dossier, downtown Portland.
Yeah, downtown Portland, Dossier.
It's the first place that we see.
Yeah.
Like I've looked at a lot of places online. This is the first place that we actually like physically go look and actually consider. But we'll see. We'll have to do like at least 2 or 3
we'll look
more.
at a couple more. But they had like two kind of separate venues. One was like a smaller, felt more like a speakeasy. Probably fit. I think the max was like 40 people, which is good. We aren't going to have a huge wedding. And then upstairs was like this big.
All of our subscribers are invited. Of course.
All
of 4 of them.
Yes, all of them.
We'll have a subscriber table.
It's just like 4.
And all the place cards are like a little YouTube.
It'll be the neurosurgeon. This is going to be sitting there at the table. So what do you guys do?
Little mixers. They're all comics and the neurosurgeon. How's work?
He's going to be there. And then upstairs they had this big ballroom.
That is not what I was expecting when she said ballroom. That is not a ballroom.
What'd you expect?
A ballroom has wooden floors and a chandelier.
Yeah.
And it's more of a rectangle or even a circle.
Did they say...
a square or a circle.
Did she say she could pull up the rug or no?
No. They put floor on top of it.
So there's a rug, which, that's not a ballroom. You're not dancing on a rug.
It's just a bigger room.
Yeah, it's just a big room.
And the windows were really nice, but other than that, it doesn't have a great vibe. It feels more like a conference room.
Yeah, I feel like that's kind of
probably what they
was a
most
conference
do
room.
there.
But I did like the downstairs, the smaller, more speakeasy. We get a bar there. Like the bar in that place is an actual bar as opposed to upstairs in the ballroom, which is just like a little.
It's a makeshift.
Yeah.
Also, downstairs is like it's like a home dining room in the corner, but like a big dining room. Like it sits like 12 people, but it feels like it's in someone's house, which I really like that feel. And then next door is the bar, which is like an actual built-in bar with shelves and everything. It's really pretty. And then the actual room, which is maybe like 3 times the size of the dining room.
So I just realized that your family's not going to be drinking too much, so we're not going to have to spend too much.
Yeah. Your family is sober, so
we're not going to spend any money on alcohol.
She asked us about an open bar, and we were like, sure. And then we're like, well, I guess it depends how many comics come.
Yeah.
Also, most of the comics are also sober.
I've met so many sober comics. It's weird. And they're all like 30.
In the morning. When the first thing that she sent me was not prices for the room, but prices for the food, because the food is really like how they go about it.
Yeah.
And one of the options was breakfast. And for a minute I was like, I mean, it's not just for weddings, it's like for any event, but I don't know. Wedding breakfast? That used to be a thing.
Yeah. I mean, what about the day after? If people stay there, because it's a hotel.
Yeah, but that's just the day after. I guess it depends how many people stay. It would just be like make a reservation at the restaurant for breakfast. It's not going to be like a whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And also, I guess generally people leave after the wedding to go to their honeymoon. So I guess the next morning is not really...
we're going to leave and go home.
Yeah. Leave and go home.
Yeah, I don't like that whole like wedding honeymoon all on the same day, on the same weekend or whatever. Like, can I just survive one thing at a time?
So the other night when I was at Al's Den, I told people that we were probably getting married in 2027, sometime in the spring, and they were asking honeymoon. What are you thinking? Honeymoon?
Well,
yes, no, or
do you remember that movie, Best Friend's Wedding?
Best Friend's Wedding? I don't know if I've seen it before. I feel
you haven't seen it.
I don't know if I've seen it.
Can we watch it together?
Julia Roberts?
Yes, it is one of the many Julia Roberts movies. It's the one where she plays Julia Roberts.
All the Julia Roberts movies kind of blend together.
I'll just have to explain it to you.
I feel like
in my best friend's wedding, I think we have seen it together.
I feel like we've seen it.
Cameron Diaz is getting married to her best friend. And whenever they ask them anything about their life after the wedding, she answers with like, well, if Boston beats San Francisco, we will be here. Or like if San Francisco goes to the finals or whatever, like it's all like sport.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah, we've seen it. Yeah.
So that's what I'll say. If the United States goes to war with any neighboring countries, then we'll have to keep it local. But if the Middle East is still there, all options are available.
Right.
It's all gonna be
well, we're already going to war.
We had a plan to go to Mexico last month.
Yep.
And I canceled because it was keeping me up at night. I was like, I can't, like, this is not a relaxing vacation if the whole time I'm just thinking about how we're going to make it through customs and immigration on the way there and on the way back. So, I don't know. Maybe Hawaii. That's still the United States.
Yeah. Or Puerto Rico. Depending on who you ask.
I'm kidding. I mean, I think both Hawaii and Puerto Rico don't want us there because like the tourists are just ruining things even worse.
Yeah.
But Puerto Rico is at a more delicate point right now than Hawaii is, at least as far as I can tell. I don't know. But who knows? Maybe 2027 it'll all be perfect.
Yeah, everything's gonna work out. Yeah. 2027 is gonna be our year.
It is all going to be fine. And then when the lady asked me how many people were going to be in my wedding party, and I was like, I already told you 40. Like, I was like, what is this question? I was like, I forgot.
She meant like bridesmaids and all this stuff.
Bridesmaids and groomsmen. And to me, that just seems like a really silly tradition.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even consider asking people to be my bridesmaids because I'm like, I don't know. Well, first of all, there's only 40 people, right? So, like, out of the people who are women or they're kind of my age, I'm supposed to pick.
Yeah.
And I don't know. They can wear whatever they want. I don't want to tell people what to wear. Yeah. But Isabel's friends want to be flower girls. And that came from them. I didn't ask them to. So, I don't know. Little girls can match their dresses because they're either way they're going to grow out of whatever clothes they have right now.
Yeah. Does that mean that their parents are all going to have to buy a dress?
Yeah.
What a jerk. Yeah. What are we doing for gifts?
It's my day. What are we doing for gifts?
I believe I'm getting married too.
It's my day.
It's our day.
Aww.
My day.
No, it is.
What are we doing for gifts? Do we want gifts?
I don't know.
Money? Help us pay for this?
We're going to ask everybody to book us on their show.
Yes, give us $25 to do comedy.
Can we please be on your shows? That's all I want. I don't know if referred to earlier in this episode when I left my family to do a set. It wasn't even a long set. It was like 15 minutes. Totally worth it though.
This month, I'm doing a bunch of traveling comedy
You
stuff.
have 2 casinos this month.
Yeah, I have 2 this week. Actually, I'm doing one.
You have 2
doing
casinos.
one on Wednesday and one on Saturday.
And then you have Eugene.
Mm-hmm.
What
and
else?
then I'm doing, there's Eugene, and then there's Harvey's, which is just outside of Portland. Like, it's not far.
Oak Knoll Winery.
Oak Knoll Winery, which is Hillsboro.
Yeah, that's not far.
Yeah. And then I have like a week off, which is the same week that you're shooting your special. And then after that, just doing a Portland show.
Yeah. I don't have a ton of shows in March, but I'm okay with that. I feel like part of me feels like I want to practice stuff for the special, and part of me feels like it's not going to be the same thing anyway. So it's not like I can actually run it the full 45 minutes. But I am going on the news.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's
so
okay.
how did that
coin?
How did that all come about?
I was telling Julia Corral, shout out
Julia Corral,
about the special and like all that. We were talking about it, and she
friend of the show, Julia
friend
Corral.
of the show, yeah. Friend of the wedding. She's in the wedding party. She's the only one that's going to be forced to buy a specific
she's going to wear the same dress.
I feel like choosing bridesmaids is almost like a prank. Like, wear this. You all look the same. It's hilarious. Look at you. Bunch of little midgets wear the same dress. I was telling her about it, and then she connected me with somebody from Kickstand Comedy who... I guess they often promote their shows at Coin News morning segment. And they just emailed me today that I can go on the 18th. So I don't know where there's a channel online on the TV where you can watch me be in the news on the 18th. It's live, so it'll be on the 18th in the morning.
I see people do that all the time. Like, there's always anytime a comic is on there, like I always see it like online, and I'm always like, what is this show? Like, what? It always seems like every month there's at least one comic that's on there doing like a 5-minute segment, just talking with them on the couch.
Someday we'll have to figure out how to watch the news, and then we'll understand the context around the one bit that we see on there.
There was one time, I've never watched the whole show, but like I've watched, like I guess maybe they post it on YouTube. I know I've seen at least one full video, and it's just like a 5-minute talk.
Yeah,
it's nothing crazy.
Yeah,
I never watched the whole show.
It's just like a events segment or something. Like they always have to have something. And if you're having, I don't know if it's like weekly or daily, but if you're having a local news show all the time, I could imagine that you're like, sure, bring the comics on. I don't. We need to fill the air.
You have a magazine that has like the best of Portland or something like that, right? Or it's just everything best of Portland. We got it. Yeah, you had to got it in the mail or something. But it has like the best comedy club. I think it's sports.
Oh, really?
Comedy Sports is number 1.
What? I didn't know that one.
Helium's number 2 because it's more like an improv place.
Oh,
I think.
Well, then that doesn't seem like a fair comparison.
And then number 3, I think, is Siren.
Oh, which is also just a theater.
Yeah.
Or whatever else is happening.
I never know, but like it is literally just an entire magazine of the best. Like it's the best lawyer, the best dentist,
the
best restaurant. It's weird.
I don't even know where that came from. It wasn't me. Maybe Isabel picked it up somewhere.
I don't know. But
we have 2 New York Times newspapers. You need to get reading.
I have. I've read that one that's open. I've read already, and then the other one it's Monday.
You're backing up.
It's not backing up. I read it.
Whatever you say, but there is a pile of them, and there's 2.
I read it. I read that one. The one that just came yesterday. I haven't read it yet, but
it's in the bag and everything. It's all crisp.
I have a whole week.
Should we read it tomorrow? Should we read it together?
Yeah, we're gonna read
the thing where you hand me you hand me a section and then I hold it upside down and you're like, baby, that's not how you.
I think you just like the idea of reading a newspaper.
I like the idea of us sitting around reading a newspaper.
Mm-hmm. But actually
walking down the street to go get a coffee. Mm-hmm. All that stuff. Maybe it's raining lightly. just
a little and then we have to use the newspaper to cover our heads.
Oh, it's so silly of us to walk so far away.
Yeah, our life is a rom-com.
Yeah,
every day.
And then Cat comes back. Oh, Cat.
Oh, Patricia. Patricia the cat.
It's from Breakfast at Tiffany's. Remember?
No.
Have you ever seen that movie?
I have, but it was years ago. It's been a long time. I feel like that's one of your.
Did you go to theaters?
Yeah, I went to the theaters in 1963 to see.
Handsome man. Look at him. He's 12.
It feels like have you seen it a lot of times? It seems like a movie that you really love.
I've seen it a lot of times. Okay. Yeah. You know, there's only two categories of movies: the ones that I haven't seen and the ones that I've seen a lot of times.
When you like a movie, you watch it a dozen times. Yeah.
I don't want to risk it, a new movie. Whenever you force me to watch a new movie, I'm like, the whole time I'm I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
And then you're like, all right, this is pretty good.
It's fine.
The baby had supposedly I guess she had never had a hamburger.
Yeah.
Until recently.
After the Not That Late Show.
Yeah.
We went
to Shake Shack for the first time, had her first hamburger. She had a single patty. She wanted two at the time.
I said no.
You said no. And then...
I was like, you haven't even had a burger. Can we start with a single patty?
First of all, what was the impetus for what made her say, I want a hamburger now?
I think it was you. You're always giving her shit about not trying stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that day after the show, I was looking on my phone to see, while I was waiting for my turn to go on stage, I was like, where should we go for for dinner after this? And I was looking to see what there is, and we saw Shake Shack on the map, and she was like, I guess I could try a burger because Lee says I don't try things. She didn't say that, but
that was the vibe.
Yeah, that was the vibe. So we tried. It was and it was perfect because I didn't want to try to walk around downtown a bunch or drive places or whatever. So it worked out.
It's literally across the street.
Yeah,
it's down the block. Yeah.
And then she wanted to go to Powell's afterwards, but it was 9:30. It was closed.
That's just a thing that you're supposed to do. So we were just there. It was Sunday. It was Sunday, right?
Yesterday.
Yeah, we were just there yesterday. So we were at your mom's place, which is kind of close to downtown. And we were looking, and she said she wanted to go to Shake Shack. She was like, Shake Shack is kind of close. It's okay, we can do that. Mm-hmm. She went there again, wanted to sit in the same spot.
Same table.
She first had her hamburger.
Yeah.
And when you were telling me about seeing movies over and over, it just reminded me of that. You never have the experience. You have it one time, and you're like, I just want to have this experience over and over and over.
Table.
Again. This is it.
Oh, my little OCD baby. We have the same illness.
And it was a table that only sat two. And then there's another big table. So
right next door.
Instead of just all of us just sitting at a bigger table, we had to squish on to this table that only sits two people.
It was cuter that way.
All right.
And then she had two patties.
And then she had two patties. And
then afterwards she was like, okay, two patties is too many patties. So I was like, the ratio of meat to bun is off when you put two patties. I don't understand where that came from. They're like, you know what I could do? Just squeeze another patty. It was probably one time they had one of those Father of the Bride. All the movies that I've seen are getting mentioned today. When he loses his shit because there's 8 hot dogs and 12 buns. Yep. That's what happened. They had 2 patties and 1 bun left, and they were like, make it work.
Just put 2 of them on there. What are we going to do?
But if you put 2 hot dogs in 1 bun, all of a sudden, that's disgusting.
That's crazy. That's insane.
Did I tell you about this? We've definitely not talked about this on the podcast, but I don't know if I told you about this. This will be the last thing that I say, and then we're going to stop because it's very traumatizing. I took Isabel to a therapy appointment one time because I was worried about her, I guess. I was like, just in case I'm screwing her up in some way, somebody talk to her. And she didn't want to go in by herself. So I went in with her and I was like, okay, I don't like this because now I'm also going to therapy, I guess. And then the therapist was like, oh, there's a ton of games in here. You can play any game that you want. And she picks a ball and the ball has words in it. So supposedly you like throw the ball to the person and then you answer the question that's on the ball. Mm-hmm. And so she throws the ball to Isabel. It says like, if you had a key to open anything, what would you want? Have I told you this?
Yeah, you told me. Yeah. We haven't talked about it on the podcast.
Yeah. If you had a key that can open anything you want, what would it open? And she said, my mom. And then the therapist is like, why? Because then she would play with me. And I was like, great. Session 1 is everything is already my fault. All right, you're cured. It's me. I'm the problem.
And now
literally we stopped going because I talked to the therapist like outside of the room, just over the phone, and she was like, yeah, she seems fine. Like, maybe she was like, short of being like, maybe you want to go to therapy.
I mean, maybe you
am I sensing that maybe you want to take your meds and go to therapy and be better?
Maybe then she throws you a ball.
Yeah. And the only question on his
do you want to go to therapy?
Is it your fault? I just pop it. I do have this new bit that I want to try. We're going to the helium mic tomorrow. Mm-hmm. I have this new bit that I want to try because without even trying, when I did the Willamette Weekly show at Reb Hall, mm-hmm. I was complaining about not being on the cover, and then I accidentally said something that turned into a joke, which is when I said, am I a good person? Because I was complaining about one of my peers who also won Willamette's Weekly Funniest 5 being in the middle of my cover.
Yeah.
And I talked shit about him. And then I was like, wait, am I a good person? And I said that on stage. And I looked at Ali J. Ward, who was like off stage to the side. Ward. I'm Mexican.
Yeah, you said the same.
It sounds the same to me. I looked over at her and she's laughing. And I'm like, I look back at the crowd and I'm like, well, I feel like I'm better than Christians. And that's really all I'm going for. And that's like my new joke now.
Is that the first time you did that?
Yeah, that was the first time I did that.
I thought you, I don't know.
I've done it after. I've done it since.
Okay.
But I think this is something that I've had in the back of my head for a long time about growing up Catholic. Like, there's a lot of things that stay, and the ball reminded me because like the guilt is one of the things that everybody like who grows up Catholic is like very clear that's like ingrained in your brain.
Familiar, yeah.
And the like kind of like maybe not exactly in the way that they said, but like still kind of believing God is kind of like always in the back of your mind. Like, do I believe in God? Like maybe. But the one thing that I know for sure was ingrained into my brain as a Catholic is that we are better than Christians. And that is probably the strongest belief that remains. Also because living in the US and like how Christians behave, you're just like, I mean, I may not be a saint, but I think I'm doing better than a lot of these people that are like, fuck them, just put them in jail. So why didn't they come here legally? Like whatever, like the reasoning is of like you can just be forgiven like for anything that you do. But with Catholicism,
you can just like you go to confession, you just confess it, and then how is that different?
You have to do something. You don't just.
I mean, but like what? Some Hail Marys? Like what are you doing?
Yeah, but also that's like the difference between earning something and just being given it. Like it also still always makes you feel like it's your fault. Like it's still like on you, right? You're not just like because God says that I'm special. You still have to do something about it. And then also like the original sin is like the most ridiculous belief. They're like, there's a baby and they're wrong. Like they're just born. They're already fucked up. Like that just, it's always like in the belief that like you are doing something wrong. You are wrong as a person. No matter what you do, you already kind of not, you're not God, you know, like there's like levels. Whereas I feel like the belief with Christianity is more like, so long as you continue to believe in God, he'll forgive you for anything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's never too late.
And then you get to go to heaven. And Catholics still believe that you could be a Catholic most of the time, and if you don't get the priest at your bed as you're dying, hell.
Yep.
It's a lot of work, actually. It's a lot of leg work. You can just like be. That reminds me of that video that what's the name of the guy that did Portlandia?
Fred Armisen?
That video that I don't even know where it comes from. I think it's probably an SNL bit where he's like, uncooked chicken, jail. Have you seen that?
Sunglasses sounds familiar.
Sunglasses, jail. Two cooked chicken, believe it or not, also jail. Like that's Catholics with hell. You breathe too hard, hell. You not stop breathing, also hell. Like there's really like you can't do anything right.
I feel like I had no religion until I was probably like 7. So I feel like I have a different, because people that like literally grew up in it their entire lives, I feel like they view like religion a little different. My parents weren't anti-religion. It just literally never came up. I literally never thought about God. Like it wasn't a thing. I never was like, where did we come from or anything. So
well, that's just a you thing. You're just a robot. You're like, why would I want to know that?
So
who cares?
I didn't go to church until I was like 7, and I went with my grandparents.
That's a very impressionable age.
But I went with my grandparents, but my parents didn't go to church then. So I just went with them. So it didn't feel like it just felt like this thing that I had to do because we had just moved back to Texas. My parents had... Did
you do Sunday school?
Yeah, did Sunday school.
I think I'm just a very impressionable person.
Yeah, I did just Sunday school, then summer, like vacation Bible school, which is just like summer school.
And then we both went to religious high schools. I went to Catholic high school. You went to Christian high school.
Yeah, I went to a Christian high school.
Private, both of us.
Yeah.
But I was like easily... I could be in a cult. Like I'd be like, oh shit, like that makes sense. We should do that.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like I was a actual devout Christian probably from 13 to 19. Like that was it.
That is a long time.
I guess, yeah.
But what does that mean? What do you have to do?
I mean, like I actually believed.
Yeah.
Like I actually believed the things that I was saying. I believed in like
it's all just more internal. You don't have accessories. You don't have like a rosary or little figurines or crosses all in your house.
And then when I got 19 and I kind of like left the house, I was kind of like, you don't have to do any of this. None of this is necessary.
Yeah, you're like, well, that was easy. It's easy to not go as well.
Yeah, I could not go to church. Like it doesn't.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it was probably like another 10 years after that until I actually like could say out loud, I don't believe. But I wasn't going to church or doing any of the stuff. But I was probably like 29 before I was like, yeah, I don't believe in any of it. And I feel fine saying it. And I didn't feel like I was going to be struck down or anything, being scared or anything.
Yeah, you're like, just in case.
Right. Who's going to marry us?
Ash.
All right. Ash. We need you to officiate our wedding.
On a date that we haven't selected. You have to be available all spring next year, just in case.
Because when we were at Revolution Hall, we were backstage and we were talking about it. I thought that you were going to mention that on stage because you did mention something about being married or something like that, or getting married or something.
Oh, I forgot.
But I thought you were going to say, yeah, and Ash is going to officiate the wedding, but you never did. I thought that would have been funny. They would have loved that because they love a callback.
Well, that whole set was like a roller coaster for me, so I barely remember my regular jokes.
When you went back and watched it again, did you like get stuff that you didn't get before? Like, did you forget? Did you watch it and be like, oh, I forgot I said that?
No, I was surprised to see how confident I looked because the first 15 minutes I felt really like a fish out of water. And then I do still feel like I look more on when I start talking. Like I look more natural and more like awake when I start talking about the new stuff, which is like the actual stuff that was happening and the cover and all that. Yeah. Which is the reason why whenever I do a set, I try to squeeze in a new joke just to like keep me awake. Because I don't like the feeling of like just being on automatic. Ever since I'm on my medication, though, I can actually be on automatic and I don't feel like I'm going to kill myself just because I'm bored. So that's nice.
There was one time we went to the helium mic, and you literally just did an old set.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, you just nothing new. Just,
that was like, I had just started my medication like recently at that time. And I was like, I literally got on stage and my mind went blank. And I was like, well, I have to do something. So I just did a set.
Yeah.
Then got off and I was like, well, they did that. That was a waste of time. I don't need to do an open mic to do like a regular set that I already know works. But I mean, I don't know. How do you feel about that? Do you feel like more miles are good?
What do you mean? Like doing new stuff?
No, like repeating a lot of the times, even though you already know it works.
Well, for me, no. Because I do such like short stuff. If I'm doing like a joke that I feel is longer, that's not quite worked out, yeah, absolutely. I need to say it more times.
But you don't want more miles on the same jokes just to get them memorized?
No, because what will happen is that I'll just get them locked in, and I'll just be like, if my mind goes blank, then I'll just do that, and then I won't like try to veer into newer stuff. I'll just get kind of locked in, and I'll end up doing the same set over and over and over. So I've always felt like I just want to have a Rolodex of jokes. Like when I started writing, that was my only thing, was like, I want to get 5 minutes. I want to get 10 minutes, 15, whatever. And just build more time, and to where like I could just go on stage and not really think about it and just have, bounce from thing to thing and just have a Rolodex of jokes that I can just pull out at any time for any moment. Because sometimes when I am drawing a blank, I will ask the crowd, okay, somebody give me a topic. And then I'd say it works about 60% of the time, where somebody give me a topic and I'll do it and I'll have a joke for it. And it works. And it's like, all right.
I do remember a time when you asked for a topic and they gave you a topic you had already talked about. And it was like, bro, like not the thing that we just talked about.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. People will like, well,
maybe that's like all they can think about is like in the brain.
They'll be like, drugs. I'm like, I just did the drug stuff like a few minutes ago.
It's been done.
Yeah, I just did all that. So that's a fun thing that I like to do, is just to, one, it buys me a little time, because they're thinking and
they have to consort to each other.
They have to think for a bit. And then it makes me kind of like actually have to like think and like try to get out of this hole that I just dug for myself. So it makes me have to like think about other things. So
yeah, there were a couple of awkward moments in the set after I watched the Willamette Weekly set, where I was like, I don't know how much people can tell, but for me, I'm like, oh, that's when I forgot everything. And that's when I was like, wait, is this 23 minutes or 32 minutes? Like, shit, should I stop? And then I did it like and I ended up doing 30, even though I was supposed to do 25. So hopefully it's fine.
I got the tape back from we're going to talk about McMenamins again. We're going to when I did the McMinnville show in McMenamin. And I think I was supposed to do 12 or something like that. I forgot how much. Maybe 15. I don't know. But I ended up doing like I did like 18 minutes. I did like 3 minutes over, even though it was a set that I hated doing. Like the whole time I was on stage hating it. But I think maybe I went a little long just because I was like, I do feel like in a competition, one of the few things that you can do for yourself is do less time. Like do the minimum amount of time instead of the maximum amount of time. This is a tip for people doing Funniest Five. No, Portland's Funniest. Portland's funniest person, yeah.
Do the minimum amount of time that you have to do, not the maximum, because people remember how long it felt. And like unless you were like 100% killing it, which like could happen, I guess, compared to everybody else in the lineup. If it felt longer than other people's sets, then I feel like that just equates to like, oh, it just wasn't as good. That's why it felt so long.
Yeah.
That's something that I also need to do, is like just do the minimum amount of time that I need to do, because I always want to squeeze all the things. But
I also I think he gave me the light at 15 instead of like a little before. So I just went. I wasn't sure what the light meant, if that meant 1 minute or 2 minutes or whatever. So I ended up almost doing 20. And then I guess we haven't talked about this, but afterwards, so I got third place, and then afterwards he did a recount.
Oh, right.
And I ended up tying for second place. And then
Which doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah, it doesn't mean anything because other than he sent me more money. Mm-hmm. It's because I got like the second place, so I got a little more money for it. But that's kind of it. I don't get to move on to the next thing, so it doesn't really matter.
Only first place moves on, right?
Yeah, only first place.
I still, oh God, every time we talk about this, I'm like, I still need to ask when it's going to happen.
Yeah, need to figure that out.
It needs to be after the special.
But then also, so there was 4 comics. The person who got 4th place did not move up to 3rd place.
Yeah, that was weird. It's like, okay.
He's still 4th place.
Would it be safe for me to advertise on YouTube that I'm looking for a babysitter?
I mean,
yeah, that sounds like it.
Yeah, we're looking for a babysitter.
Send them my way.
Yeah,
Mary Poppins, all of them,
all the things.
That was one of the movies that I've seen a lot of times.
You've seen that a lot of times,
but in Spanish, so I don't know any of the songs.
So you didn't get to hear Dick Van Dyke's beautiful voice?
No, I don't know who does his voice.
You didn't get to hear his horrible British accent, his famously terrible British accent.
Good. I'm glad I missed out on that.
He is a famously terrible. Like when people make fun of like British people, like "Hello, governor," like that.
That's what he was doing.
That's
the worst
where
part is like the picture is the same, so I do remember his face moving too much. Like he was doing. I thought he was just being like a clown. Yeah. But it turns out he was really trying.
He was just really doing the worst British accent, like famously bad.
He's still alive, so
yeah, still alive. So hey, Dick Van Dyke, if you want to come on,
shout out
to the podcast. We're gonna get Dick Van Dyke on the podcast.
You know what? You're all. We'll come to you.
Yeah, well, hey, we'll do it. Whatever you want to do.
We'll go meet you at, I don't know, Big Ben, wherever you're at.
Wherever you live in Big Ben.
The first floor.
Wherever that is.
Downstairs.
All right. My name is Lee H. Stillman.
I'm Andrea Menchaca.
Thank you for listening to Anxiety Twins.
Bye.
See you later.
Miss you, love you. Never change.